So this streamer, We Found the Body, had what in my opinion is a nuclear bad take on a situation with a grieving chatter, a longtime member of his community. And the thing that I really hate about it is that he co-opts like important talking points about streamers and trauma dumping in chat to apply to a situation that is just not that. So let's get into the clip that he does here, then we're gonna get into the twit longer, then we're gonna get into his response, and then I'll give my opinions.
In Spanish, and it's chef's kiss. All right. Curvy, where the fuck have you been? Oh my god. Well, tell you what, Miss Dirty Curvy, you know what we're not gonna do? We're not gonna talk about it in my chat because it's Friday, and that is a whole big bucket of bummer. And I'm sorry for your loss, but we're not doing that in my fucking chat. Thank you. Well, okay, Miss Dirty Curvy, you said no, that's fine. You asked, so I told. No, I didn't ask you to tell me the biggest fucking bummer news in the world. I said, hey, what's up? How are you? You know what? Let me give you a little bit of a lesson, Miss Nerdy Kirby. When something really, really bad is going on in your life, and in a public forum, someone asks you, hey, what's up? How are you? There are two acceptable responses. Good, and you know what? I'll make it through. That's it. How are you? Good, or you know what? I'll make it through. Awesome. Love to hear it. See, there you go. Or Prom's response. Yeah, I said, Prom, how are you doing? She says, I'm alive. There you go. Oh, I asked you where you were. Look, Mr. Curvy, I'm just subtly trying to tell you that unloading really heavy news in people's chats on Twitch is not like good etiquette. It's just, it's not the place to do it. That's all I'm trying to tell you. That's it. I figured this is a good opportunity to inform you. Heavy news like that, when someone asks, hey, where have you been? You don't need to tell them, well, my dog died, my husband left me for a younger woman, my house burnt down, and my car got stolen. So I've been a little bit busy. That's why I haven't been around. Because it's like, oh, God, like, like, you know, like, if someone asks, like, hey, what's up? Where have you been? And it's heavy, just be like, I had a bunch of shit going on, so I've been lying low for a little while. Got it. That's it. I'm not trying to rip you a new ass.
So God, I'm just itching to fucking commentate on this shit already, but we gotta get into the twit longer to provide some additional context and then watch his video to provide more context. I just don't want anybody to be taken out of context in this situation. So just to make this clear, this is the twit longer from the chatter and fellow streamer Miss Nerdy Curvy. So I've been sitting on this for a few weeks and it's been bugging me, and things don't tend to get to me, but this did. A little backstory, as everyone mostly knows, my mom passed away in July, so I haven't been on Twitch much. I've maybe streamed twice since, and I also haven't been in Twitch chats that I used to be in on a regular basis. For example, this Twitch streamer's channel I've been a part of for a good amount of years, I've followed since Blackout was a thing, and we played together all the time and was there when they got partnered and whatnot. Sadly, since 2020, I've been in and out because I've been dealing with mental health issues and family issues, which I've explained to this streamer privately in the past, but this go around, it's been longer of a hiatus and I've missed some communities and figured it was time for me to return. They were streaming on a Friday afternoon, and me having the day off, I took the chance to come hang out. I edited the video some to shorten it, but it basically shows the whole thing. The streamer's title was something along the lines of mentioning Shrek, so I broke the ice and said, have you ever seen Shrek in Spanish? They talked about how they haven't for a while, and I mentioned a scene that they should watch, which they followed up with, Curvy, where the fuck have you been? I was on mobile/TV, so things were delayed a little, but they continued to talk about other things, and one of the things made me laugh. In chat, I accidentally said LMAO, well, my mom died, when I meant to say LMAO exclamation point at what they were saying prior, and then add on that my mom died. But it came off wrong, and my poor grammar became an awkward moment of them critiquing me about how to spell and properly use punctuation like I was in school. Honestly, my mistake, like they mentioned we don't want to come off as them or me laughing about my mother's passing. So I tried to correct myself, and I said, no, I was LMAO at what you said before, and the time hasn't been great, it's been horrible, so on and so on. It wasn't my intention to continue to talk about it, but they simply asked a question and I answered feeling comfortable / safe telling so to a streamer / community I've been a part of for years. And then, well, the video, you can see the response I get. That was the first time I've ever mentioned that my mother passed away. I don't go around and just say that in everyone's chat, nor do I go around talking about it. They asked me where I was, and I answered. As a streamer, I can highly understand how uncomfortable it is when someone trauma dumps or drops heavy news like that, and it wasn't my intention. I know that if it was me being told that news, it would have ended differently. I would have said something like, "Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss. I know that has to be super hard on you right now, but since I'm streaming and cannot give the proper time and attention for this conversation that's deep, how about you reach out to me privately or something and we can talk about it more." I would have done something along the lines of that instead of shitting on someone who is deeply hurt and has been following for a long time. But I guess I'm in the wrong for thinking, so I left the stream immediately after and unfollowed on everything. Granted, I've said many things in the past on their channel and shared things that were silly, but also personal, especially in their Discord, and that's why I said what I said. Those things that I've said in the past and done I'm not fond of and would take them back in a heartbeat, but trauma dumping is one thing and this is a different level in my opinion. Basically, I know that I've overshared and stepped out of bounds, but the response wasn't it, especially for someone grieving. I'm not a child and shouldn't be talked down to as one. So once again, I would love to just start ranting at this point, but We Found the Body had an official response statement. It is 8 minutes and 42 seconds, so I'm gonna put it at 1.5 times speed. Feel free to manually slow down this video if you want it slowed down for you, but it's just long, so I want to get through it quick.
Twitter, good morning. I have something that I prepared, something that I've written down that I'd like to share with you guys. And it's right here on my screen, so if I'm glancing from the camera down to the screen from time to time, it's just because I'm following along with what I've written. For those of you that don't know me, my name is John, or Disgusting Piece of Shit, as some of you prefer to call me on Twitter. Either is fine, it's cool. On Twitch, my handle is We Found the Body. I've decided to make a video to address this whole situation regarding my reaction to someone's grief comments in my chat that have gained traction on Twitter, which is, why we're here, is why we're doing this. There's a few things that I'd like to make clear about the matter at hand. Firstly, it is well known in my channel that I do not tolerate heavy news, drama, or trauma dumping, if you will, being entered or dropped into the chat. This has been discussed and explained and made clear many times while I've been live over the last 4+ years that I've been on Twitch. I also have a rather lengthy text command that appears frequently and explains this in my chat in words, maybe for anyone that doesn't have volume on or maybe is hearing impaired. Regulars know this information well. The people that come to my channel often, they know this. They see it all the time. So that's something that I want to make sure everyone understands. Secondly, the clip that this individual has provided was edited and chopped up to cut out a lot of the context and dialogue required, I feel, to fairly assess the matter as it truly unfolded. You've seen the edit, but what it doesn't show is that twice I didn't acknowledge her comments about the deceased family member on purpose. I read them to myself, but didn't react in depth in an attempt to simply avoid having the stream temporarily hijacked by this type of heavy, serious trauma commenting. It wasn't until the third time that she brought it up in chat and expressed how horrible life has been that I reacted to it the way that I did. One very important detail that I think I should share is that this individual has been spoken to about this before. This is not the first time that she's violated the expectation that people not share heavy news in my channel. Previously, she shared in my chat very personal, detailed, potentially triggering comments regarding a toxic relationship that she was involved in. And this was approximately a year and some months ago. And at that time, I did in fact let her know that I don't appreciate or entertain that type of commenting in my channel. Her and I met in Discord. We spoke privately and discussed her relationship situation as friendly acquaintances. And she expressed to me that she understood why I don't like that sort of thing being entered into my chat. We had an understanding. The frustration you witnessed in that edited clip that she provided is a result of this expectation not being understood as I believed it was. The frustration from having her argue in chat that she was, quote, just answering my question, even though she's been spoken to about this type of thing before, and she knows full well, she was a streamer for a time, that this type of thing is most certainly frowned upon.
Excited.
Oh, yes, thirdly. Oh, my third point. Yes, I'm still counting the points. Firstly, secondly, thirdly. And this is where a lot of you are going to fucking hate me more than you already do. It's not my job to take on people's grief or drama while I'm live. Big or small, seemingly harmless or not. It's just not my job. It is my job, however, unfortunately, to have to repeatedly explain to specific individuals that they violated the channel rules and chat expectations to not share heavy, energy-changing news or drama in the chat. Now, I understand that I was somewhat harsh and crass and insensitive to this woman. I'm sorry for that. I have apologized. I'm still sorry for it. I'm sorry for hurting her feelings and for being, cunty about it. But I'm not sorry for reminding her and others in the community to leave your baggage at the door when you enter someone's chat. I should have just skipped over her comments and moved on, but I didn't. And people make mistakes, and that happens to be one of the mistakes that I've made. I think it's important to mention, for those of you that don't know me at all, which is damn near all of you, that I'm very upfront with people. I understand that my personality, my demeanor, my choice of words isn't for everyone. I am a very strong flavor that a lot of people don't like, and I'm okay with that. I don't pander. I don't pussyfoot around something that bothers me or needs to be said. I don't mind informing someone that their chat etiquette fucking sucks, no matter the situation, clearly. And for those of you on Twitter that want to crucify me, you want to chop me up and roast me, have at it. Type until your fingers are sore. As it is my right to decide what's okay in my chat and my channel, it is your right for you to decide how you'd like to roast me on Twitter. I haven't commented, replied, liked, shared, or retweeted any of it at this point, and I'll be keeping it that way. But I do read some of it, like not much, but some of it. And I'll be taking your views into consideration, probably with popcorn in the Discord with a few homies, if I'm being completely honest. I'd like to end this little rant by saying Twitch is an amazing place. I fucking love streaming and the incredible community that I'm a part of. I have met some of the most significant people in my life on Twitch. So I value and appreciate it, like what it offers us all. It's not lost on me. It's one of the most important things in my life. A lot of you don't really know who I am, but now you know a little bit. I'm jagged, I'm flawed, I'm obnoxious, I make shitty jokes, and I'm a fucking asshole. I don't try to hide that, I never have. But at least you know what you're getting from me. Okay, that's called consistency. Consistently a fucking asshole. Isn't that like what they teach you in like YouTube streamer school? How to be a streamer 101. Consistency. Well, I've got that in spades. Twitter, it's been swell, but I gotta go. If you guys would, swing by the channel sometime. I'm partnered on Twitch. I stream full time, Monday to Friday, and my streams go live at 1 p.m. Eastern. My channel is 18+. A lot of fucked up shit gets said, and I stream a variety of games with a little something for everyone. Feel free to swing by anytime and see what all the commotion is about, or don't. You don't have to swing by. That's the beauty of Twitch. That's the beauty of making a choice. We can choose who we watch, right? You don't need to watch a streamer that offends you or doesn't entertain you or make you laugh or engage you. Whatever. You make the choices that are right for you. If you do swing by, all I ask is that maybe, just maybe, you don't bring in any drama or trauma or heavy news or baggage into the chat, because, it's happened before and I've been known to fucking lose it when that happens. Cheers, guys. Have a great fucking day.
All right, and before I finally get into my fucking commentary, there's one more statement from We Found the Body on Twitter. It says, in response to the nerdy curvy / my reaction to the news she shared in chat while I was live. My apologies to her, that was a cunty reaction. I shouldn't have been such a douche. I was annoyed from the repeated trauma dumping that had been happening that week. My mistake. So I know that was a little bit of information overload, but especially because the clip had cuts in it, I just wanted to make sure that everybody had an opportunity to actually present their side of the story so that I can talk about that instead of just like my guess at what was happening. First off, I want to make it super clear that I'm not trying to cancel or have people hate We Found the Body. I do appreciate the fact that he apologized and acknowledged that it was cunty, because it really fucking was. And I appreciate that he tried to make it clear that like his community is 18+ and he can be abrasive and it's not a place for trauma dumping. I do think making that clear kind of will help prevent this happening in the future, but I think it's super fucking unfair to equate what happened in this case to like a typical problematic chatter who can't stop trauma dumping. And I think this is a good time to like make my personal opinion on trauma dumping chatters clear. Like, I do also feel like you need to have policies in place as a streamer to prevent trauma dumping in chat as much as possible, just because it is generally supposed to be positive vibes and everybody, escaping from whatever problems they have in their life to enjoy some entertainment. And trauma dumping, it's like, if you have 100 viewers, chances are a few of those people are going to be having a really bad day or could be going through something like truly horrible. So if everybody mentioned it every single time they were going through something, it would just make the stream a very depressing place. And the worst consequence of this, in my experience as a streamer, is when someone comes in, they start talking about their trauma or something that's currently happening to them. Other people come in to support, and then all of a sudden, everybody else is sharing what they're going through, and you've got like group therapy in a Twitch chat, which I do not think is healthy. I think one-on-one stuff works a lot better, but I only explain what that sort of trauma dumping is to draw the distinction between that and what happened here, and then compare what happened here with your absolutely fucking insane unhinged reaction, bro. And it's just insanely ironic and counterproductive that, like, the entire purpose of banning or disallowing trauma dumping is to not kill the vibe of the stream. But in this case, you literally asked her where she had been and she explained it, and then you blow up, which just destroys the vibe of the stream. Like, this could have moved on so fucking easily if you had not lost your shit. And it was just completely unjustified and misdirected. Like, I do not give a shit that she trauma dumped like a year and a half ago. I don't care when you explain that other people had been trauma dumping all week. That doesn't give you the right or like the ammunition to justify losing your shit at the least egregious case of sharing your trauma. And just to be clear, I am somebody who personally recommends that people do not trauma dump in my own chat. I just personally think that it's better for 99% of chatters and myself if we try and keep things light in the chat so everybody can stay entertained and stay escaping from the things going on in their lives. However, that does not mean that I berate or dress down someone that trauma dumps in my chat. I just explain to them, you know, what the policy is, why we have it. You don't even have to go that deep. Like, he says he tried to ignore it twice with which I do not have any evidence of, but it really matters the way you responded the third time. And like, oh my god, when he said he's trying to like get this message across subtly, it's like, what is your fucking idea of subtlety, dude? You already lost your shit. And I mean, yeah, he gave an apology and he did take some accountability in the apology, but I feel like there were also a lot of like justifications for why it happened. Like, I am not here to hold anybody's trauma. It's like, bro, like, nobody's fucking asking for that. I mean, some people might, and those people would be wrong, but this person was definitely not fucking asking for you to hold their trauma. She was just letting you know where she had been. And yes, it may have been for a traumatic reason, but she was just answering your question. So my main problems with this whole thing are, one, the intensity of the original beratement and like the self-righteous vibes that it was giving off. Like, you could tell this dude thought he was just on a roll, like nothing he could say could be wrong in that moment. Two, the fact that he fucking lumps this person in with every other trauma dumper that just literally randomly brings stuff up. And then three, the idea that he thinks that just because someone trauma dumped, even in the least fucking offensive of cases, it's okay to treat them like this. Like, of course he called it cunty, but like, bro, you tried to justify it in every other part of that video. Now, once again, I do not hate we found the body, but I do hope he thinks about this a little bit more deeply and maybe how, you know, he could take a little bit more accountability for what happened. And like, you don't have to change everything about your stream. Like, definitely keep it in an aggressive 18+ place where you're gonna be candid, but maybe just don't go this fucking far. So the entire purpose of this video was to clarify my very good and obviously perfect take on trauma dumping in chat and separate it from whatever the fuck this dude is trying to say. So give me your opinion on trauma dumping in live streams, trauma dumping in general. What do you think should be done in a case like this? I've got 2 videos on screen that you can check out if you're interested. Channel members on the left. Hope everybody's staying super hydrated and skating on well. I'll see you super soon. Peace out, Cub Scouts.